So here is my website, digital web and media design. I began with my logo, which I did on Photoshop. So I did 4 edits of this, and with help from my clientele and information and advice from my peers, I managed to get it down and choose this one. All the files, I loaded them in a stack and then opened a timeline. I created a frame animation with all the files and exported it as a GIF to add to my website. For the menu, I decided to do a highlight feature, so when the cursor goes over the certain word, it will highlight grey. Here is my main menu page where I decided to add my own photographs. I decided to do a split screen where I did half of it a photo where I did a scroll effect, so it would reveal the photo as you scroll down, and the other half would be the title of the website. Here's my favourite part of the website. I decided to upload a couple of my photos that are also linked to my Instagram account. If you go over them, you can see a heart in the corner and also the share button. If you click on this, it will redirect you to my Instagram page on a new tab. I wanted to break up my photo scheme from the next bit, which was my contact information and my location, so I decided to put in an inspirational quote from C.S. Lewis. I wanted to create a brief get in touch section, so it has my name, my email, and it is also connected to my location, which I did for the University of Brighton. I also added a contact button, which will redirect you to the contact page, which I will get into more detail in a second. I then decided to add a search bar to my homepage, so it was easy for people to navigate around my website. I also have a quick link with images to my social media. So I have Vimeo, and once you press that opens the link up, as you can see here. I also added a Facebook link, and it opens up to my Facebook, as you can see here. And finally, I have a link to my Instagram page. Secondly, I have the About page. So when you first click on it, you'll see a pink box that says About Us, and I decided to do a hover over effect. So when the cursor hovers over, it will then go on to another background with a GIF playing, which is relevant, I believe, to my website, and then we'll have a small white box describing About Us, as well as a contact button, which once again will link to the contact page. Finally, we will move on to the media gallery page. This is where I decided to make it a little bit more quirky compared to the rest of my website. So I decided to put all of my photos into a circular gallery, and as you touch the arrows, it will slide along, and when you click them, they will all link to my Instagram. And then when you scroll down, you will be able to see all my videos, which will obviously be updated as I upload new ones, as it is linked to my Vimeo account. Now I'll move on to my social media page. This is where I was able to, through Wix, link my Instagram and Facebook. So not only do you just have to click on a link, you can also see what is on my feed, and it will update as I update on the separate apps. So here you can see my Instagram, and when you hover them over them, you can see how many likes they got and the comments that are made once you click on them, and it will redirect you to Instagram. You can see my Facebook page, where you can like the Facebook page from the website, or you can click on the name of the Facebook page and it will redirect you. Next we have the contact page. So once again, I decided to do a hover over effect. So when you first click on the page, it will show this little section here where it will say the main contact info. Then once you hover over, it will bring you to a contact form where a clientele can fill out this form, and then it will go into our database and we will be able to respond to them. Also, I once again have the links to my social media, so if someone would prefer to contact me over private messaging or direct messaging, they are able to do that also. And here you can see how I successfully connected the links, so people can private DM me if they prefer that. And here is my final page. So this is where I discuss my clients and my clients' feedback. So I decided for the background, I wanted to keep it grey like the rest of my scheme, but I also wanted to make a smaller box with a GIF in the background. One important factor I wanted to have in my website was easy navigation. I believe I have been able to achieve this. For a prime example would be this page. I've made small arrows that people can navigate through each comment. Also little circles down the bottom so people can see random ones, not just the next and the next. They can choose which one they want to look at. I wanted to add GIFs to my website because I wanted to make it more modern, which is how I want my website to come across. My final task within the website was to go through all of the slides and make sure it was clean. So this included making sure all the photos were at the highest quality, making sure the colours all matched to match the theme I was going for, and also to check the font sizes and the fonts themselves. Once I was happy with my website, I then had to adapt it for mobile. So obviously the content that is in the website is a little bit more condensed, so not many changes needed to be made. The first change I made was centering the text, and the logo wasn't at the top of the screen anymore. It is now on the menu page. The second change I made was adding a button that allowed the viewer, once they had scrolled all the way down to the bottom, they pressed this and it took them back up to the top, which is a quality of most mobile websites. Third and final change was the contact information is now at the bottom of the page on every single tab that you click on. This includes email, Facebook, Instagram, and a chat group. As there was no further changes and the mobile version is a more condensed version of the website, here is just the rest of the video of what my mobile site looks like.